Hey everybody, welcome to the VAHS Plunginator forms. These are forms and fundraising tips for being able to polar plunge with our team. We're going to try to make it as easy as possible for you to help raise money for our Special Olympic athlete friends. So let's get started. There's a couple required waivers that you're going to have to complete and fill out very diligently. One of those is completing the Plunge Waiver. And that waiver is very important. You have to fill out all the info on the top so we can get you all the incentives that you earn and that they are the right size, because some of you, well, all of us, if we plunge, we're going to earn t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, polar plunge t-shirts. So we want to make sure you get the right size. So you got to have your grade and your size of information on there. So that all goes on the top. You want to be sure to have all necessary signatures. If you are 18, you can sign your own waiver and have another 18-year-old be your witness, but you got to make sure that all those signatures are properly filled out. We don't want to have to chase you down because it's a ton of work for us. So do it right the first time. Thank you. On the back of that form, or in addition to that form, you're going to have to fill out bus waiver forms. Very important that you fill this out completely and neatly. So all signatures have to be filled out. Print your name very clearly on top. And even if you're 18 and you can sign your own plunge waiver, you still need a parent or guardian to sign the bus waiver and fill out emergency contact information. Very important. Again, we don't want to have to chase you down. It's a tremendous amount of effort to chase down a lot of people to get those signatures. So do it right the first time. Thank you. You can turn in your waivers. You can all people can turn your waivers into me or your money into me, Mr. Ray and G142. But freshmen, we want to make it convenient for you. You can turn your information into Mr. Dow. That's in B120. And sophomores, you can turn your waivers and money whenever it's convenient for you, but as soon as possible, the waivers, into Miss Ballwig in F130. So that should be fairly convenient for the sophomores. Juniors, you can turn your waivers into Mr. Zimmerman in student services. You've probably seen Mr. Zimmerman around. Or you can turn that into me in G142. And seniors, you're going to turn your waivers into me or Mark Fay if you see him running around. And in case you don't remember what I look like, well, that's actually a couple summers ago. And I didn't want to use my school picture because it's my video. So turn those waivers in as soon as you can. They're due by the end of January 28th. The earlier we get them in, the earlier we can start making plunge groups and so forth and order up buses. Money can be turned in as soon as possible. If it's online funds, you're golden. If it's cash or checks, you can turn those into the same people you turn your waivers in. At the absolute latest, we need waivers by February 1st. Now, we have to order buses by January 28th. So if you turn in your waivers after that day, we cannot guarantee you a spot on the bus. So as soon as possible, start getting them in quickly. Fundraising tips. So we're going to give you some forms in your school email. For example, how to raise $80 in 8 days relatively easily. You must raise $75 to plunge. That can be any way you want. Remember, this is a fundraiser. We're trying to help out our Special Olympic athletes so they can compete and enjoy themselves and make lifelong memories and just have a life improvement. So you're not asking for money for yourself. Don't forget to see your email attachments, because I'm going to include all these forms in your eSchool email. And this form will be very helpful to you. You might see it on some bulletin boards the next day or so. How to go about raising $80 relatively painlessly. We're also going to include a neighborhood sweep letter. You can use this letter, photocopy it, print it off, and fill in some specific information. And that way you can hand these out to your neighbors, and you can get some money online. They can donate right to you online if you've signed up correctly. And they can give you cash or checks as well, and then you'll just turn that into me. So remember, don't put these in the mailboxes, however. That is illegal. You can hand them out personally or put them indoors. The letter's going to look something like this. And all you have to do is fill out a little personal information on it, and you're good to go. So we're trying to help you out again, or you can make your own letters as well. Now there are some different Plunge fundraising prizes. If you raise $75, you're going to get this awesome long sleeve Polar Plunge t-shirt. And the more money you raise, the more incentives you can earn. So if you raise $175, you get the t-shirt and a nice cool beach towel. You can kind of see those towels in my room or at some of our informational meetings or at lunches. $350, you get the long sleeve t-shirt and you get a really nice embroidered hoodie. And if you raise $600 or even $1,000, you get even more incentive. So pretty cool stuff to let people know how cool you are raising money for Special Olympics. Some important dates. There are some informational meetings before school and after school. These informational meetings will be to answer questions for you and to collect waivers and money. So feel free to stop in at one of these. As a matter of fact, you probably should stop in at one of these so we can kind of give you more details. And collections. Remember, all waivers and non-online funds can be turned into Mr. Dow, Ms. Baldwin, Mr. Zimmerman, or myself, Mr. Ray. And in order to turn in offline funds, you should place money or checks. Checks should be made out to Special Olympics Wisconsin, or you can make them out to VAHS, but probably Special Olympics Wisconsin or Wisconsin Special Olympics. And seal that in an envelope and make sure you put your first and last name clearly printed on the envelope, and make sure you include your grade and the amount of money in that envelope as well. We'll count it, but we want to make sure you get credit for it. So go out and raise some money, you guys. Remember, this is for Special Olympics. It's a cool thing that we do to help out our local community and regional Special Olympic athletes. This money stays local. And it's hard to ask for money, but we're not asking for money for ourselves. We're asking money for people who can't really go out and ask money for themselves. So we're helping them out. Our Special Olympic athlete buddies, they're counting on you and me. So do your best. Raise the money for our athlete friends, and then you can jump for the rest. You can jump for your buddies, you can jump because it's cool, and you can jump because you have guts or you're just daring enough to do it. May the plunge be with you. Thanks for helping us out, and don't hesitate to ask me questions, and I will see you soon.